Texans fans, you're watching Texans Today, and I have some breaking news. The Texans are trading for tackle Josh Jones from the Arizona Cardinals, adding some more O-line depth. I've been preaching it from the rooftops. The Texans need to add to their offensive line if they want to protect rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud. Nick Caserio went into the lab, got this trade done. Props to the Houston Texans. I'm going to be breaking down this trade and all the details you need to know about new Texans offensive lineman Josh Jones coming up on today's show. But this is why you subscribe, people. When breaking news happens, we break it down every single day. Anything you need to know about your Houston Texans, we got you covered. We're making videos on it. When the other competitors, they're just tweeting about it, we're breaking it down as soon as it happens. So that's why you got to go down and hit that sub button. If you already subbed, go send that link right there, youtube.com/Texans TV, to a couple of fans, a couple of friends you know, and we're trying to make this the best Texans channel on YouTube. So, Josh Jones, what do you need to know about him? Well, he's coming home. He played for the Cougars at the University of Houston. So, hometown kid coming back to Houston. He was a third-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and he is currently on the last year of his rookie contract. Texans trading for Josh Jones. He played 11 games last year for the Arizona Cardinals. Great depth being added to the Texans offensive line that's already been added to a bunch this offseason with the trade for Shaq Mason. They also drafted Juice Scruggs. A lot of movement on this Texans offensive line this offseason. And we've got the trade details for you right here. The Texans, they get offensive tackle Josh Jones from the Arizona Cardinals. They're also getting a 2024 7th-round pick. The Cardinals, in return, get a 2024 5th-round pick. So it's basically a pick swap. Number 7th-round pick for a 5th-round pick in exchange for Josh Jones. I currently, I'm feeling great. First reaction, I'm feeling great about this trade because the Texans needed to add to their offensive line. But I want to hear from you folks at home. What do you think? You see the trade here on screen. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. Who do you think won this trade? If you think it's our Texans, go down there and type HOU. If you think the Texans lost this trade, go down and type ARI for the Arizona Cardinals. You're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break, so go down and answer today's pinned question. Like I said, I think the Texans won this trade because they got the best asset. They got Josh Jones, who the Texans desperately need right now for this offensive line. A lot of stuff is up in the air. The depth, guys are dropping like flies. So to get a guy, to get another quality depth piece when there's not a lot of quality depth in the NFL for offensive linemen is a huge win for the Houston Texans. Here are his numbers from last season with the Arizona Cardinals. Like I said, he played in 11 games. He had 622 snaps, PFF grades of 75.8 overall, a 74 pass block grade, 75.9 run block grade, and only 4 sacks allowed. Honestly, for PFF, for an offensive lineman, these grades are quality, especially for somebody who you want as possibly a swing tackle, as somebody to, come in and be a depth piece. Huge dub for the Houston Texans being able to get Josh Jones. He's 6'5", 319 pounds out of University of Houston. And, getting somebody like this at this point in the season, it really makes me wonder if there's only one roster cut down day, August 29th, next Tuesday. We'll be breaking it down here on Texans Today. But it makes me wonder if there's multiple cut down days, there was multiple cuts going on during this offseason, would the Texans have traded for Josh Jones? Would they have had to trade for Josh Jones? With there being only one cut down day, as soon as these guys are cut, there's going to be a frenzy of teams trying to pick up guys who are cut from teams. Texans go ahead and they get their guy in Josh Jones and only trade away a 5th-round pick. Now, this is kind of what I concocted as the current Texans offensive line depth chart. Tyus Howard, obviously, he's injured right now. George Fant has been the de facto step-in for Tyus Howard. With the trading of Josh Jones, does that change? Does Josh Jones now become possibly the week 1 starter if D'Amico doesn't feel comfortable and George Fant, if Tyus Howard isn't ready? I don't know. This is what I have currently right now. Josh Jones backup left tackle. Needed to get Austin Deculus out of there as the backup left tackle because he has been horrid so far in the preseason. And just adding to depth. Also, along with that, Charlie Heck, who I haven't really mentioned a lot this offseason because he's been injured all offseason. He's not supposed to be ready until week 6. So you needed to add somebody, and the Texans did just that. And as I mentioned, Tyus Howard, is he going to be ready for week 1? The guy who the Texans just paid. They just gave him an extension this offseason. He broke his hand. There's been rumors on whether or not he'll be ready to go week 1. But now this kind of puts the coaching staff, this puts Tyus Howard a little bit more at ease because you're not throwing out somebody in George Fant who, he's been decent. He's played okay there starting at right tackle. But if he was to get hurt in that first game, I don't know what the Texans would have done before trading for Josh Jones. I really don't. So this gives a little bit more security to the Texans offensive line that desperately needed some depth after multiple guys have been injured this offseason. They even tried in practice throwing out Michael Dieter, who's been an inside offensive lineman his whole career, throwing him out at tackle. Obviously, that probably didn't work out too well, being that he's never played tackle in the NFL. But now that you added somebody like Josh Jones, that's a great move for this Texans offensive line. But I want to hear from you folks at home. It's been up in the air. Will Tyus Howard be ready to go week 1? It's making me lean towards no that the Texans traded for somebody at the tackle position. What do you think, though? Will Tyus Howard suit up for the Texans in week 1? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. What are you thinking at home? I don't think he does. I don't think Tyus Howard is ready to go week 1. I think the Texans make this move because they know he's not ready to go week 1. So you bring in a guy like Josh Jones. You have George Fant, who are going to be, the step-ins at right tackle. I think they still go with George Fant. He's been practicing at that starting right tackle position since Howard's been down. But now you have somebody in Josh Jones who you can trust to be a swing tackle, to be there. God forbid if anything happens to Laramie Tunsil, knock on wood. Knocking on wood right now. Or if something happens to George Fant, you have somebody who can step in who has experience at the tackle position. And just kind of reiterating the news from today, the Texans trading for Cardinals offensive tackle Josh Jones on the last year of his rookie deal. The kid out of Houston is coming home. Josh, welcome to H-Town once again. We're so glad to have you. Everybody, go down and spam Josh Jones in the comment section. I know he's going to be watching this video. Josh Jones, welcome to H-Town. And let's rock and roll, Houston Texans.